Okay, let's start. Mars, thank you for coming today to record our movie. I'm very glad to talk with you today.
Shota, thanks so much for inviting me for this. And
Yeah,
since I've got to know you, it's amazing to know a person like you. It's Thanks a lot for inviting me for this.
yeah. And I want to introduce a little about Maaz. Maaz is my friend, and he's going to enter Hult MBA program in San Francisco. So he will become my classmate in September. So today I want to talk with Mars. Mars,
Yeah.
could you tell me? Could you tell us about you a little?
Yeah. Maaz Kazi. I think Shota has already told you my name is Maaz. Originally from Mumbai, India, and I'm currently in Dubai, in the UAE. I've been here for 7 years. By trade, I'm a computer science engineer. That's what I did my undergrad in. And currently, I have a tech startup here in Dubai called Origin Byte, and we are basically a software, I would say, firm. And what our goal is to, help small and medium-sized businesses completely digitize and offer them any services we can to, expand their business.
Okay, thank you for telling me. Your back image, Origin Byte. This
Yeah.
is the company in Dubai, I think.
Yes. Yes. This is the company in Dubai. Yeah.
Yeah, cool logo. And my logo,
Thank you.
this.
Your logo is also pretty cool. I love the Japanese calligraphy on that.
Yeah,
And I think if we scan your barcode, all your information comes up. So that's amazing. That's pretty cool.
it's it's exactly if you scan this
Yeah.
QR code, you can go to our Instagram account and you can watch many photos about sushi.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I've
Yeah,
seen those. They look really good. I mean, you guys should seriously check out his Instagram account. Lots of sushi. Pretty nice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And Mas, when did you move to Dubai from India?
So I moved. I would say in the summer of 2015.
Oh, I see.
So that's Yeah. It's been a while since I moved to Dubai. I originally came here for my studies, and immediately after my studies, I worked for a year and a half in. Even though I'm a computer science grad, somehow I got into business, and I worked in business development and client relations. With SAP and another data organization for 1.5 year, and then after that period of time, I left my job and I decided to do something different, and I started a startup. Yep.
Okay, thank you for telling me. And I want to ask you some questions. In India, I have been to India. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, when I was a university student, I went to India by myself, and most of the Indian people can speak English fluently. Japanese people cannot speak English. Most of the Japanese people cannot speak English, but most of the Indian people can speak. So,
Yeah.
when you move to Mumbai, sorry, move to Dubai,
Yeah.
um, it there is no trouble to speak English or conversation. No trouble.
No, no, definitely no trouble. And the thing is, I would say I would say 20 to 25 years,
Okay.
a lot of Indians have moved to Dubai. So Dubai is
Oh,
not exactly, yeah, yeah. So Dubai is not exactly, a foreign place for us Indians. We have a good, strong community here. And as far as the English language goes, Yeah, the British have been in India for were in India for almost 100 years, and
I
if you
know.
look at it, India has over 100 different languages inside India,
Yeah.
and the most prevalent I would say are Hindi and English. And yeah, that, to answer your question, a lot of Indians can speak some form of basic English, and that does come handy, when we are going abroad to different places. But when it comes to Dubai is like a melting pot of so many different cultures. We
I
have
see.
people from Japan, we have people from the West, uh, even further east. So a lot of different cultures, a lot of different languages. So English is something that works here, common. Everyone speaks English here. So yeah,
Cool. It's very good phrase to communicate in English
yeah,
in
for sure,
Dubai.
for
Yeah,
sure, for
yeah.
sure.
But in India, when you lived in India, did you speak Hindi? Most of the time, did you use Hindi, not
Yeah,
English? Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So it's I would say the 80% of the time was Hindi,
80.
and
Okay, I
yeah,
gotcha.
and then
But
the remaining
yeah.
20%. Sorry. Full disclosure, guys, we are having like a lag because he's in San Francisco, I'm in Dubai right now. So if we talk over each other, just letting you guys know. So yeah, so the remaining 20% is like a mix. I'll say something half in Hindi and half in English. That kind of lingo. I'm from Mumbai, so a lot of people predominantly speak Marathi, Hindi, and English there. So it works out. Yeah.
Okay. So when you lived in India, when the occasion that you can speak English is limited, I think. But now your English is so fluent, and most of the Indian people can speak English, basic English. Why? Indian people, why do you think Indian people can speak English, basic English?
Because in our education system, in our
Oh,
curriculum, English is a
yeah.
mandatory language. So we go through right from I would say our early years, from kindergarten or grade one. English is like a mandatory language. So we do comprehensions, reading passages, essay writing. So for a long period of time, we kind of get used to writing and conversing in English.
Oh, I see. I see. But
Yeah.
when you have some class, mathematics or something, uh, did you take classes in English?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, very important thing. Since I came to San Francisco, I have all classes in English. So
Right.
I listen English many times, and my English skill is improving every day, day by day. But when I lived in Japan, I took classes, mathematics or something, but all in Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's something. It's not just. I don't think that's specific to Japan. There are a lot of countries that even in India, we would have some classes that when the professor would come in and he would teach us in Hindi or whatnot. But uh, specifically, it's not very specific to Japan. There are a lot of countries out there, that prefer to teach in their native tongue, because it just eases uh, the understanding of the concept and the communication, of what you're trying to learn. So I see that as an advantage. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for telling me Indian education situation and condition. I didn't
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
I learned from you.
Yeah. Always, always.
Okay, okay. And next question, Mars. I want to listen concrete information about your uh, company and your business. What do you do now?
Yeah. So What happened was, so we started off with a concept wherein my personal experience when I was coming out of my job was, we found that there are huge variety of businesses in Dubai, all from different, I would say, industries, fields, backgrounds, walks of life. And what you come to realize is, like any economy out there, you've got your small, medium, your SMEs, and then you've got your corporate firms and whatnot. And what you see is, Dubai being the kind of, I would say, forward thinking country that it is, a lot of the companies at the top implement a lot of digital strategies, a lot of technologies like ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems, business intelligence systems, and they leverage these technologies to grow their businesses. And what happens is, the SMEs, the companies at the bottom, the small and the medium sized businesses, uh, first of all, they don't have the capital, or they don't have the funding to implement these technologies. And more often than not, they don't know about it, right? They don't know that simply having a website or an e-commerce platform can drive traffic to your business, whatever commodity you're selling. And they don't know that instead of using Excel, you can use Power BI to show graphs and take a decision on what you want to do and how your sales are. So we kind of looked at that, and we said that, what, why don't we try and why don't we build a business wherein we are helping these other small businesses indoctrinate these technologies in a fashion that is not uh, expensive to them. They don't feel like they're breaking the bank to implement these technologies. And we want, our goal is was to make sure that every business in Dubai has a certain level of digitization in with respect to today's business development and corporate environment. So we started off with that, and in the process, we had our clients, the businesses that we are helping. We would build applications, websites, point of sale systems, e-commerce, anything that could help them, grow their business. In addition to things like marketing, which we partnered up with certain companies that could help us market a set of companies collectively. And that was one part of our business. And then we had another in-house project wherein we wanted to develop an e-commerce platform, uh, where which would be accessible to all these businesses, wherein you could barter on products and services. And you had an online payment gateway, and basically all these businesses had this additional, I would call it, funnel of income and opportunities to grow their business. So that's what we started with. And last year was a very rough year for us, because of not just our the the recession and economic situation, because we have a couple of angel investors on our board, and a couple of people who have invested their own funds. So we were on the brink of bankruptcy last year, and we recovered from that, luckily. So I'm focusing on kind of doubling our efforts, and pulling our business out of that, let's call it, red zone. And that's what I'm working on currently. And my role specifically, I deal in investor relations, and I deal in growing business opportunities. So working with our sales, our marketing teams, our partners who provide different services to our clients. And that's basically what I'm responsible for. I'm also responsible for raising funds. So obviously
Oh, I see.
So we've undergone pre-seed, bridge seed. For those who are not, for those of you who are not aware of that, that's basically different stages of raising funds. And we were in the process of going for Series A. But as Shota will tell you, and he being himself an entrepreneur, uh, we are in a different market wherein the era of cheap money is gone. Investors now want to see if they're investing in something, they want to see returns, and the financial situation in the US because of recession and whatnot. So the raising funds has become a little bit more difficult. So that's the business side of it. On a personal level, I do a podcast. So I do a podcast for young adults from the age of 20 to 28. Podcast is called the 20 to 28 podcast. And we talk about all aspects of life, because this is the time wherein we go through different experiences, we learn different things, and we bring different guests from business, from fitness, from psychology, come and see how best we can improve our happiness, and how we can live the best, live to our potential. And that's basically what I do in my spare time. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to Hult.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to broadcast information through podcast. It is because if we want to get some information, it's the best way to broadcast information first, I think. So it's a good habit.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely. And a lot of businesses are implementing podcasting, because podcast is something that is so flexible. Like, you could be in the gym and you could put your earphones on, and you could be listening to some information that
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
good for you.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and even, or if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking something, you just put your earphones on and just listen. So it's very good. It's very good. Yeah, it's great.
yeah. I think so too. Yeah. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, but I understand. And I want to ask you one question. I think you decided to move to Dubai in 2015.
Yeah.
Um, um, why did you decide to go to Dubai at the time?
So I have this I have a strong belief that you need to experience different things in your life,
I
different
see.
cultures, but that wouldn't be the main reason. I feel that a change in environment is important. So the environment in India is not the same as the environment in Dubai. Environment in Dubai is not the same as the environment in Japan, and definitely the environment in Dubai is not the same as the environment in San Francisco, right? So
Yeah,
people have a different style of working wherever you go in the world. When you move from different place to place, people have a different style of working. People have a different style of communicating, and people have different ideas, right? And I think it's important that I had to experience that, because you don't want to live in your own bubble, for the rest of your life, and what you're comfortable with, you want to keep moving. So that's something, that's mainly one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Dubai. And obviously there were more there were ulterior motives to going to Dubai. I want, Dubai is such a happening place, and why wouldn't I want to go to Dubai, or any other place? So yeah, and that was the intention at the time. Yeah.
okay. Thank you for telling me. And when you started to make system for small business company, how did you find the customers for the first time?
Yeah. So I we had to obviously we had a couple of there are a lot of companies here in Dubai that provide you with various services. And apart from having our own team, wherein we would research heavily and look up leads, our sales team worked quite hard in the first couple of months. And I also, from my previous jobs, I had a couple of contacts, who and I had a network which I tapped into to get these clients and business opportunities. And you have a lot of companies that kind of look at your profile as a company, look at the services you're providing, and provide you what is called cooked leads, right? So they've got the entire database of businesses in Dubai, and they kind of uh, look at it and say that, okay, these businesses require these services, and whatnot, and we pay for those services, and we
Oh,
get access to that database. That was one way of doing it, but obviously there are multiple ways to build your client list when it comes from a sales approach. So yeah, I would say that was one of the key things that we did.
oh, see. Thank you for telling me. But it's similar situation in Japan. When
Yeah,
I run my company in Japan, I use some database for sales, and I used my social media to collect customers. And I
right,
focus on collecting customers. I focus on collecting executive people information. It is because
right.
they can decide as soon as possible. So yes, but I don't know what is the best database for sales in Dubai. So please, yes, when we start some business in Dubai, please tell me.
No, no, definitely, definitely, and
Yeah.
same for Japan. What I would say is, I think you try different things out as an entrepreneur. I think you will agree that there's no one way of doing things. You have to try different things, and you find what works best for your business and your market
Yeah.
that you're operating in. And you one thing that you said was absolutely spot on. Whenever you're going doing a sales whenever you're going through a sales pipeline, and you're building a database, you want to
Okay.
target the decision makers in every company, right? So even if, when I was building my network on LinkedIn, I've got a number of CEOs, CFOs, COOs in my list, right? But the key is, okay, these people are the decision makers, or CTOs for that matter, right? Who are implementing the technologies and will say, oh yeah, I want to implement this into my organization. So yeah, those are the important people, and the more challenging thing is trying to get a hold of them, because sometimes you pick up the call, they go like, hey, I'm busy, call me later. Or some of them don't pick up. Some of them tell you that they are not interested in the service without having to know what you have to offer. But that's the kind of market sometimes you have to operate in. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And
Yeah,
mm, and Mars, uh, when you started your company for the first time, how old were you?
I was 22.
22. Oh, so young. I when I started my company, 24 years old. So yeah, it's so first. It's very important thing to start as soon as possible. I think it's better choice for entrepreneurs to start business as soon as possible. I think. How do you think about this opinion?
No, I agree with it, and I'll tell you why. I kind of started at at the range of 20 to 23, but the
Yeah.
reason why it's important is because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to understand that you're going to fail a lot, and
Yes.
yeah, you're going to understand that you're going to fail a lot. And the reason, and my mindset was, okay, if I start early and I fail a lot, and I learn from all this, when I'm in my say 27, 28, or in my 30s, I'll know how the game works by that point of time. So I mean, you have to get comfortable failing, and the earlier you start, the better. Um, there's no age limit to how when you can start a business. What you need to do is you need to have good people around you who can give you advice, and you need to do a lot of research. You need to know how things work, and you need to have a business idea, something the people want, and you can start your business. It could be absolutely anything, as long as you
Yeah.
know how to sell it and how you market it. And that's one of the reasons, Shota, that I connected with you, because I'm still in that process wherein I've started my business, but you started your business and you even exited. And for those people who don't know what exit means, you're selling your business off to a different company. And that's the That's what you want to do as an entrepreneur. Start a business, build up the value, and then sell it off, and get good dollar on the share. So I have to reach that point, but it's extremely difficult. And I'm looking forward to learning from you and getting some tips.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I have experienced many failures, and I learned a lot from these failures. And so, yeah, I can tell you something. What I learned from my experience. Yeah, it's my. Yeah, I think so. Okay, and Mars. When did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Oh, I don't. I guess at 20 to 23. uh,
Okay, the same timing when you start your business.
the thing is, I uh, uh, I really didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't know what.
Did you find some person who started business around you?
No, no, not really. But
Oh,
what I realized is I was influenced by a lot of entrepreneurs,
I see.
online, and starting their own businesses. And I realized that I realized a couple of things. I feel like um, you need to have certain traits to be an entrepreneur. And me specifically, I didn't know what profession I wanted to pursue in my life.
I see.
And as I was discovering what I want to do, what my skill sets are, and where I can leverage them, entrepreneurship seemed like the way to go, because you can work a 9 to 5 your entire life, but you're at the mercy of your employers, you're at the mercy of the market. uh, when the COVID pandemic hit in Dubai in 2020, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of
Yeah.
people lost their jobs, and these are people who worked in companies for 10, 15 years. They just had to like leave their jobs and go. So at the end of the day, you want to be self sufficient to an extent, wherein if you lose a job, you don't you're not in a bad situation. And I think that's where the world is going. You will come to a point wherein jobs will not be permanent. Everyone will be freelancing. Skills are going to be everything in the future. Anyone who has skills is going to be valid. I hire you for a temporary contract. I pay you for that amount of time, and as a company, I don't have to pay you for 3 years on an employment contract. And I pay you for your work, and then you go your way, I go my way, and it works. And that's what I think the freelance model is brought into place. Places like Upwork, Fiverr, and I think your company that you sold kind of did the same thing in Japan. So
Yes,
uh,
exactly, exactly.
yeah, yeah. So that's something that drove me. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And Mars, when you develop some system for small business company, um, where do you develop the software in India or in Dubai?
Yeah, yeah. So we had a core team here in Dubai. My CTO was worked for one of the biggest commercial companies here in Dubai, called
I see.
Dubizzle. So uh, he started working with me, and we had a core team. We had three core engineers, a core of 4 or 5 engineers here in Dubai, who are the core members, the supervisors, the CTO, and that hierarchy. And the programmers, I would say the full stack developers, the back end, the front end developers. What we would do is, because as a startup, we wanted to reduce our costs, right? We can't put everyone on an employment contract. So what we did was we accumulated a team of freelancers. And we what we did was we hired them for certain periods of the project. We did a handover. Once the project was done, we moved on. And that's uh, so we had teams from India, we had teams from Pakistan, we had teams from Poland. So Poland, and yeah, so that was something that we did. Yeah.
I see. How did you make this team worldwide?
So what we used, obviously now at this point it's all about project management, right? You want, when you're working with teams worldwide, you need to monitor, track their progress and whatnot. So obviously as freelancers, you offer them contractual agreements. You've got softwares, project management software like Jira, out there. You have the Google Suite, so you add them into your Google Suite environment. They have access to calendars, they have access to documents, emails and everything. And you set deadlines, timelines, and you have daily meetings with them. And COVID changed the game. Like with COVID, we
Yeah,
realized that you don't need to be in the office to work, right?
yeah,
Especially for people in the IT field, in tech, you don't need to be in the office to work. I just need a laptop. I need a laptop that's powerful enough to run my code, right? And you've got places like GitHub where you can deploy the database, deploy the code, and you don't need to be in the same space. It
yeah,
was more, the challenge was more about tracking the work, tracking the progress, making sure that we are efficient with our time. And that's something we managed, I would say, really well. Yeah.
yeah. When I run my company, our company make our system by ourselves. So we used GitHub and sometimes Jira.
Jira. Yeah.
Yes, I could manage. We could manage by using these services. And but Mars, for the first time, you have to find some developers in Pakistan or other country. What services did you use to find them?
So obviously, we've talked about this before. Fiverr, Upwork, these are
Ah, yeah,
freelance service. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and sometimes you connect. You connect. You tap your own network, people who I'm a computer science engineer, so in my network, I'm going to find a lot of coders. A lot of tech
Good,
guys.
good
Yeah,
connection.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Good
yeah.
connections,
Thank.
right? So yeah, so that kind of helps out. And uh, and then you put out job listings, job postings, for your company, and you say that, okay, these are freelance roles. If you have, for me, at the end of the day, right, if you have the skill set to get the job done, like I have a requirement, you can get it done. I'm not looking at your degree, I'm not looking at where you're from, what's your qualification. If we can
Yeah,
communicate properly, and if we can communicate properly, and you understand what my requirement is, and you have the skill set to get it done, then it works, right?
yeah. I see. And it's very important thing to test. Let's try to execute. Let's try to have one project and done or not done. And if some people can finish this project, after that, again, we ask the person to write code. But some people cannot keep a promise, I think. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
case,
yeah.
it's impossible to keep contract or ask them to other project. It's very difficult. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
very important.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And the reason, and I'm not, and this is important to put out there. We had a
yeah.
lot of, initially, we had a lot of difficulties, applying this strategy, because of our freelancers. There were a couple of freelancers who couldn't meet our deadlines, our project deadlines. And you know there was maybe a lack of professionalism in the work. And we learned from that. That was some of our first setbacks, and we kind of learned from that, and we put certain, I would say, guidelines in place, in terms of payment, in terms of what micromanaging, or looking at their timeline and looking at their schedule and seeing what they're capable of. And if we felt that they are not going to deliver on our projects, we would terminate the contract, and we would have certain backup candidates that we would pull into the picture, without trying to waste any time. But then, even then, you kind of lose some time, because when you bring a freelancer on board, you have to kind of bring them up to speed with the project, how the project works, what is the technical scope, how where are we in the milestones of the project. So yeah, it's not avoidable. I mean, you're going to lose some time. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for telling me. Okay. Um, and Mars, I want to ask next question. You will enter Hult MBA program, but maybe you probably you told me. Um, yeah, you told me, but I ask you again. Why did you decide to go to Hult MBA program in September?
uh well, my I realized a lot of things. So, and this may not be, obviously a justifiable reason, but I come from a tech background, a computer science background. Everything, I'm an engineer, essentially, right? i
Yeah.
understand i understand code, I understand how systems work, but I'm not technically as good as the competition
Okay.
right out there, and I've got certain skill sets. Everything that I learned about business, I learned by doing, and by online courses, listening to different people who have done it before, advisors and whatnot. I thought it was, I'm now 25 now, and I think it was about time wherein I got a formal education in business.
Okay.
And when you go to business school, you don't you learn a lot of things. You learn about frameworks, you learn about different strategies you can implement. You talk, most importantly, you meet different people who give you different ideas, right? You get to network. Like now, I only know you through Halt, right? Because Halt is such a diverse business school. You got people from all walks of life coming to Halt. And the knowledge, the networking, and collaboration, I would say, would be the third thing, is the
Yeah.
reason why I decided to go to Halt. And m- Halt San Francisco. San
Yeah.
Francisco is the mecca for entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
All the biggest tech startups, or whatever you want to call, are coming out of San Francisco. So if you're an entrepreneur, you want to be in San Francisco, and you want to
Yeah.
learn from that place. You want to learn from that place. You want to collaborate. You want to do all these things, and yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to Halt SF. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for telling me. I think so too. In San Francisco, there is a diversity, and our sushi club has diversity too. I did because both member from Philippines and Japan and Peru and Dubai and so on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is a diversity. This situation is very different from my home country, Japan. Um, I love Japan, but in Japan, only Japanese people in Japan, I cannot find foreign people. Most of the people are Japanese, so it's easy to communicate for me. But I want to learn how to communicate with people who come from all over the world. They have different value and they have different culture, but I want to understand and I want to try to some projects with them. So I came here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And even in India, to a certain extent, you are going to find mainly Indians in India to work with.
Yeah.
in terms of collaboration, and in terms of business opportunities, you're going to find mainly majority, I would say, you would find Indian. So it's not too different to Japan. But I think the main thing about Japan is, I would say, the language. Language is something that is it's quite domestic there in Japan, and the market is
Yes.
quite domestic there. And I had an experience. One of my colleagues, his company was in collaboration with Mitsubishi Corporation,
Oh,
Mitsubishi
Mitsubishi.
Electric
Okay. Yeah.
Mitsubishi Corporation. And and what we realized is, in Japan there is such a strong culture of work. And Japanese, the work ethic in Japan is amazing. The
Yeah.
systems, the way the Japanese do certain things is, on a different level. So that's something I think that has come from, the localized domestic environment in Japan. And it's amazing, I think, the environment in Japan. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this story. Okay. Gotcha. And Mars, last question. Last question. Um, Last, I want to ask you, what do you want to do these 10 years?
In 10 years. Oh,
Yes, 10 years.
I'll be honest with you, Shorta. I don't know, because every time,
Okay.
yeah, what you realize is, the more. Excuse me, just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you realize is, apologize for that. What you realize is that you work. I mean, you set a plan in place, right? Even if I set a plan now for the next 10 years, it so happens that nothing goes according to plan. Things keep
Yeah.
changing. You're going to
Yeah.
have different experiences
Yeah.
and whatnot. So I look at more of like a 5 year window. I look at what I want to do. Definitely I'm looking
Okay.
at collaborating with entrepreneurs in the US,
Okay.
starting a business, learning a lot. And I would say that would be the main goal at the moment. And we'll see where life takes us. I'm very open to what life has to offer. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. And Mars, have you ever thought when you die?
Yeah. When I'm going to die.
Yes. I think about when to die. Um, for example, if I die today, what do I want to do? I ask by myself.
What do I want
So,
to do?
yes, and when we die, um, I think about other people remember me, what person I am. For example, when I die, Taisho tried many things and he enjoyed his life. For example, other people thought me like that. I'm very happy. So I'm thinking about when to die, and uh, I think I'm thinking about how to uh, memorize by other people. Can you
Yeah.
understand this meaning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I think what you're talking about is, what legacy you're going to leave behind. Right? When Taisho is gone, when Shota is gone from the world, how are
Yeah.
people going to remember Shota? And in my case,
Yes.
I just hope that I've realized that I wanna help people, and I want to make a difference. I want to make
Okay.
a difference. I want to try to make a difference in the world. and I just hope that when I'm gone, I have helped enough people and I've left my mark on the
Oh,
world, and I hope, yeah, and I've done something significant, for other people to
yeah,
take on. So that's me. I don't know if I'll be actually be able to do it, but you gotta keep trying, and you gotta keep moving forward. So yeah, that's all we can do.
gotcha. Okay. Do you have some person whom you respect as an entrepreneur?
I love Elon Musk.
Elon.
Uh,
Okay.
I love Elon. Elon. Uh, no, there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there. Okay, there are a
Yeah,
lot of them. But
yeah,
what he's doing is he's doing something that is, when he started SpaceX, the amount of uh, criticism he got, you know, they told him the private company can never launch rockets into space. We don't need
yeah.
to go to space. We're,
Mm.
we've got enough problems here on Earth to, to stop all that and to go against all that and build SpaceX, to build Tesla. And it takes a lot of belief, man. It takes a lot of guts, and it's not easy to do. And I respect him a lot for that. He's not perfect. I mean, a lot of people will have different issues with him, but I think he is definitely someone I do look up to. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for telling me. Yeah, he achieved many things, making electric car and
yeah, yeah,
making, yeah, so I think so too. Yeah,
yeah,
there is
definitely, definitely,
some problem about him, but yeah, he is incredible entrepreneur. Yeah,
incredible. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
incredible. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Mars, thank you for your time today. I enjoyed recording this movie with you.
yeah. Same. Shota, really enjoyed this conversation we've had, and I hope we can collaborate in the future. And I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing you in SF.
yeah, Dakji. So see ya.